All right. Okay, so you need to be on Canvas. In the modules section of Canvas, should look very similar to what I have up on the screen up front. Everybody. Now, one of the reasons that I'm being so, let's use the word diligent about this, is because Canvas, modules. Are you on Canvas on your phone there? Yeah. Is because your job, while you're in high school, is to make sure that you're prepared. Come on, let's go. Come on. For life after you get your diploma. As challenging as high school is, once you cross that stage and once you wake up the next morning, or especially in September, and you realize it's just you, unless you go to college, but hopefully you're going to figure that out while you're here, so that when you go to college, you have a very good idea of where and why and what you'll be doing there, okay? So, a couple things I want to show you. We'll watch a couple of videos and then get you into career exploration, okay? Let's see here. Now, so in the resources, graphic design resources, there's this thing called professional skills. And if you click on that, it will take you to a PDF. And the PDF is going to look something like this. Oh, come on now. There we go. Okay. Cool. Those of you who are with me, thank you very much. You are going to get more out of this. Professional skills. Okay. Now, there are 2 pages to this document, and they look amazingly similar. And it was pointed out to me because I need to read things more carefully. Hint, hint, nod, nod. Same to you guys. Up here in very small print, 2023 long version. And then if you scroll down to the second page that looks amazingly similar, but there's less words, you will see 2023 condensed version. I think they forgot the D for condensed version. It says condensed version. Anyway, so this is the more simplified version. If you are one that likes to have better, deeper explanation, you can certainly use the top one. And I'm not going to read this because, well, I think you can read, but I do want to read the 4 professional skills, and then we're going to watch a little bit of a video of a gentleman in Bend who runs a graphic design company, graduated from McNary High School last century, like 97 I think it was. Worked for Nike for a while, and then decided that the whole grind, going to work every day, even for a company like Nike, was not for him. So he decided to start his own company, which is pretty successful, which is kind of cool. Okay, so communication, collaboration, productivity, and safety. Okay, there we go. We'll say it right there. So, communication. It's something that the high school, too, if you've noticed some posters around, wants to have communication as a priority and a fundamental part of what we are as an organization. Why is communication important? Anybody want to tell me? That's seriously a question I want somebody to answer. Why? What's the benefit of communication? So you have an understanding between different people, either individuals or groups of people, okay? And what makes communication good or effective? I'm sorry, being what? Truthful, very helpful. Yes, what else? Being clear, okay? One of the, how many people have heard of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by a guy named Stephen Covey? Maybe a little bit, okay? One of his habits is called seek to understand before being understood, which is a really good way to approach communication, okay? I want to make sure that I understand where you're coming from so that I can respond in a way that relates to what you're telling me, okay? And communication, when you get into the work world, is going to be very important, okay? If you can't communicate clearly and effectively and in a timely manner, there's going to be people who can, and they're going to find somebody else. Collaboration. We don't do a whole lot of collaboration too much in this class, but what is collaboration? Yes? Working with others. Yes. Leader encourages teammates in various roles. So you are, whether you like it or not, working with other people. Okay? And communication comes into that, making sure that you understand your place on the team and their place on the team is really important. Productivity. Okay? Businesses, why do businesses exist? Just pick a business. Why does it exist? What? Oh, I'm sorry? Money. To make money. Absolutely true. And how do they make money? This is like basic business 101. By getting clients. And how do they get clients? I know this is really cool. Advertising is one, but what were you going to say, Julie?
Oh, I just said ads.
Yeah, advertising, getting the word out. Okay? But why would people engage with a business? You're promoting something, you're advertising something. Why would people say, yeah, I want some of that? I'm sorry? Okay, so they see it as a benefit to their personal life, right? So they're selling a good or a service that people find beneficial. I look at the automobile industry. Cars are very helpful in America, okay? Whether they're electric or gas or hybrid or whatever, because they get you from one place to another. Now, different car companies will sell different levels of comfort or speed or whatever, and then people kind of sense, I need that kind of car for how I need a car to operate in my life, okay? And then the people actually have to produce it, right? So the idea that working together in a team, you're communicating together as a team, and creating whatever goods or service a business is creating so that you can generate income, generate funds, generate revenue, and then you can go out and buy stuff. Safety is something that has become more prominent with CTEC over the past couple of years because the programs, especially at CTEC, that have been offered in other schools have become, they use equipment that can be very dangerous. Okay, they're using equipment or building stuff that has a higher probability of physical injury. And so they want to make sure that students and staff and everybody involved are safe in the location and if they are going to use the equipment. Now here, I think, Matt, I'm going to toss that question to you. As you look through communication, collaboration, productivity, and safety, when you are looking for somebody to join your team, how much of those 4 qualities come into your decision-making process?
100% on all of them. Like,
okay.
5. So.
Wow. And how do you measure that? Like, how would you measure communication? Is it something where you're looking at their emails as they're initiating the process of joining your team, or?
Yeah, I mean, all of that, the way somebody courts an agency, the way that they compose their emails, the way they present themselves, the way they talk about their work, all of that is paramount. There's probably nothing that's more important than that. I mean, we sell our services. We have to come across professionally. We look for people that write professional emails with the correct grammar and correct way that you talk to somebody. We go above and beyond in everything that we do in that respect. So that's there's no cutting corners here. So the first one is communication.
There we go. Okay. So anybody glean any interesting insights into his description of communication? He used one phrase. I think it would be helpful. He used the term above and beyond. What does that mean?
Like how you communicate, like be more professional when you're like communicating with others. I think.
Being professional, making sure. There's another phrase that comes from the Christian frame of reference in the Christian Bible, going the extra mile, doing something a little extra, making sure that you are being as thorough and complete and clear as possible in the communication. Did anybody catch that he has professional email writers in his business? I didn't know there was such a thing. I really didn't know there was such a thing as people who are paid to write emails. Now he's going to talk about the second. Okay.
That's important. What's the next one?
Collaboration.
Yeah, everything's collaborative. There's nothing that's done in the silo, so everybody's working together, pushing the project down. They don't have ego about their work. They're sharing ideas and evolving throughout the whole process. Collaboration is key, and people that are have a high social IQ, are empathetic to how people are working, are team players. All of that is paramount.
Can you give an example of collaboration? Because you've got people all over, geographically all over the place. So is there certain people that have certain tasks within a project, or how?
Yeah, there'll be desk time for certain stuff, sure. But ultimately, I mean, people are on Zoom calls all day long, and they may just be hanging out and working on something. It's just like you're in an office. So there is desk time when you're just banging away at stuff, but by and large, it's very collaborative all day long. I mean, and a lot of the software enables that. So Adobe XD, let's take that for example. You can have a writer in the document, a UX designer, a developer, a project manager, somebody that's working on images, all working on the same stuff at the same time, fluidly, and talking about it while they're working through how they want this thing to work and behave and the user journey to come. So I wrote a couple of things down for collaboration. It's social IQ. Marley, we focusing? We're looking at it? Yeah? Uh-huh. What did you get out of collaboration? Yeah, we can all read. It's okay. But what about the guy that was just talking about collaboration in his business? Anybody else? What is social IQ? I'm sorry? What does that mean? EQ meaning emotional quotient? Emotional intelligence? Okay. Yeah. What does that mean? I agree with you 100%, Daniel. That's absolutely true. Part of it's communicating with people, yes, but what's another part of it? Cueing into people's emotions, yeah, that's part of it as well. Mm-hmm. What else?
Another big part of it is coming into a situation where you respect the other people in the room or on the team, okay? Where you are able to be someone who encourages, who supports, who includes, who makes people feel valuable for their input in the team. All of that is really important in collaboration. Now, one of the things that he said in his particular situation, again, they don't have a physical office, a location, a geographical location where the workers come and can physically see each other. It's all on Zoom, it's all virtual, okay? And he said, you're on Zoom all day. That kind of melts my brain a little bit thinking about that, okay? Because if you remember distance learning, right, you know, a couple years ago, right, how hard that was to be in on that Zoom call for your classes all the time. Mercy. These guys do it all the time. And their camera is on all the time. And their microphone is on all the time, okay? So that if you have an idea and you want to bounce something off of somebody on your team member, they're available. Don't have to email them, don't have to text them, don't have to wait, don't have to set up a meeting, they're there. Okay, so it's very similar to what would be in a physical office environment, but it's virtual, okay, which is really kind of interesting. So the no ego, social IQ relate to each other in a strong way. Any other insights on collaboration? Okay.
That's good. Productivity, we measure that. We sell our inventory as hours. And the way that we optimize projects is through those hours and through the productivity. So as we put together a scope, we have a strong library of historically what it takes people to get certain tasks done in each individual, knowing that some people are longer, some people are quicker at certain things. So it really comes down to science over time to be able to properly estimate the work. To get it done on time, to be able to look a client in the eye and say, we've got a plan on how to get all this stuff done, even know that, you know, the client's going to have some curveballs, but how do we, you know, accommodate those? So productivity is important. We do definitely have a lot of time for people to have time for learning and growing and stuff, but people definitely pound in a good solid 45 hours a week here. Nobody really works longer than that, but it's certainly not 40. Most people bill around 38 hours a week. We have unlimited PTO. So as things get slow, people take time off and they're out, but things cycle all the way through. So in average, people probably get 6 to 8 weeks of vacation per year. We're federally certified, so we have to have all the same holidays you guys have. So we got those included as well. But the productivity is king. We look at optimizing that productivity. We look for learning opportunities. We're bringing consultants, all sorts of stuff to get it faster and faster and faster and more competitive. And then we sell on value. Most of our stuff is sold on fixed fees. So we'll say, we're going to do this, you know, brand or website for $100. Let's just say it's going to be $100 and we're going to get it done. And we know how to get it done quickly and to come underneath that by historic marks. But the market will pay what the market will pay. So we always have to fly underneath that to be profitable.
Okay. So productivity. Okay, how they measure their work. Okay, so this is a graphic design company. So they're doing things like websites and logos and brochures and you know, Instagram pages and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and one of the important things that businesses need to figure out is the value of the work that they do, and there was another phrase in there, what the market will bear. Does anybody know what that means? What the market will bear? Yes. It does relate to supply and demand. Absolutely true. Yes. It also relates to what people are willing to pay for it. Okay, so you know, go back to the automobile and cars. Gasoline prices, okay? In some ways, we just kind of stuck with it for those of us who have to fill our cars with gasoline on a regular basis, okay? But we're always looking around for the best deal, okay? And so there's that reality. So he had some words in here. They have inventory, And they said they have historical inventory, okay? I do too, okay? I have tons and tons of work that students have made throughout the years. I have tons and tons of video, I have pictures, I have all kinds of stuff about West Salem High School that I've gathered over the 8+ years that I've been here that every once in a while come in handy. Oh, we need a picture of the gym, we need a picture of this, we need a picture of that. Okay, I got that. We need a little video of this, that, or the other thing. We can do that. You know, we have some teachers who are retiring. Do we have any pictures of them through the years? Well, I've got some, you know, so that kind of thing. Efficiency. So the last example that he had, he said, let's say a logo is going to be $100. They're going to charge a client $100 for a logo. They need to make sure that their cost to create the logo, good morning, sir, and deliver to the client is going to be under $100, okay? And that all relates to other things that he has on here called billable hours. So he says everybody works about 45 hours a week and they turn in about 35 billable hours a week. What does that mean? Most of their time they can charge to the client for jobs that they've been hired to do, which is a good thing. So approximately 10 hours a week is them doing either emails or doing stuff that doesn't relate to a particular project. So they can't bill the client for that. Now they still get paid for those hours. They just can't receive the money in direct relation to a particular project that they're working on. He also had this thing called PTO. Does anyone know what PTO is? Oh, paid time off. What does that mean?
It's like you still get paid if you're on vacation or sick.
Right. If you so if you need time off, and it's getting pretty fluid, right? If you have doctor's appointments, or you have kids and they have a doctor's appointment, or you've got some crisis in the family, or you need to get your car fixed, or whatever. Maybe even you need a mental health day. You can take it off and not worry about not getting paid your regular weekly salary. Now he says they have unlimited paid time off. Oh my God. That's amazing. So, so theoretically, you could take a month off and get paid. And you don't even have to give a reason. Well, you probably should give a reason, right? What's the catch? Exactly right. What's the catch? And the catch is here, billable hours. Is the work that you're producing enough revenue for the company that you have value for the company? Maybe you're one of these people that are super efficient and you can get your job done in half the time of anybody else. You're getting the job done. You are communicating, you're a team player, you're being productive. All of that is working out very, very well. So if you happen to take off a little more time than other people, it will theoretically work out. The company will still be able to be profitable, you'll still be a beneficial member of the team, and everything will work out. But it's really kind of interesting how if you take too much paid time off and your efficiency goes down, you're no longer valuable to the company. You are now a liability to the company, and they're going to find a way to replace you. Okay? Okay. Last one.
Safety.
Mm-hmm.
Safety is huge. Whether it's avoiding lawsuits, so HR safety, litigations, DEI, talking to people properly, security of our clients, security of information, data. E-commerce, vulnerability, all that stuff is anchored down. And so we take that with great concern. When we have two clients that are in the same industry, we kind of put a severed wall and we fragment so people aren't communicating, sharing information. All projects get their own server up and drive. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into security, which I kind of put in with safety. When we had an office and we were in downtown Portland, we definitely had police training and all sorts of stuff being done. So safety is super important. People that are diligent and just taking care of themselves. So when I look at those 5 or those 4, like they have to hit a 5 on all 5 of those, if not like a 6. Like they've got to be dialed in.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. Well, thank you for going through that. I mean, I really appreciate you giving your perspective on all that. And that safety became a big thing in our CTE program here in the district because from what I understand, there were some physical accidents at some of our programs that have the big machines kind of a thing. Nobody got well, I don't know what you call terribly hurt, but everybody's still around and working. And so obviously the district had to re-examine their safety protocol, but it emphasized more so the workshops in the areas where machinery is used and physical danger is there. But what you're saying about technology and information security, that's really important as well.
Yeah. Video sets and stuff like that, travel, making sure you have proper insurance on everybody when they're doing that. But yeah, for me, the biggest concern is really more security, but people that are, diligent with being conscious of that keeps us all safe, I guess.
What are priorities for this company when it comes to safety? Safety of what? Julie? Privacy of what?
Passwords, login information.
So privacy for the company and the employees of the company, okay? Privacy of their internal communications and information, okay? Very good. What else? What other kind of safety was he talking about? Julie.
The health of their workers?
Yes, to a degree. They want to keep their workers healthy so they can continue to work and produce and be on teams and all that kind of stuff. They were talking a little bit, they used to have an office in downtown Portland, an actual physical location that everyone would gather and they would do their work. And there was one aspect of being in downtown Portland that they no longer have to worry about. Did you catch that? It was about working with police and the physical safety of that facility and the physical safety of the people in the building and making sure they were aware if something were to happen that they knew the protocol to keep people safe. Just like we have lockdown drills, same kind of idea, okay, for them. There was a couple other things that he talked about. Security of the information in transactions, because it's all online. It's all virtual, okay? How do you make sure that the money that the client's going to pay you gets to you and not to somebody else, right? How do you make sure the correct amount goes into the correct account? And if you have to pay your employees or pay other suppliers for what you need, making sure those transactions are safe. He also talked about information for clients and how the information of what they are gathering, what they're doing for clients maintains its own individual security. He had a quick mention of when they have 2 clients and they're working on the same basic service or product for 2 clients. Like they're working on, let's say, athletic related logos for 2 clients, they're competitors. What's important about that when it comes to safety in the business world? What do you want to make sure competitors can be assured of when they're working with clients like this?
Quality of the product.
Quality of the product is one. Think of the word competitor. What do you want your competitor to not be able to do with your ideas and your business?
Go to a different company and steal it?
Right. You want your ideas and your product and what you're creating for sale to be safe and not be borrowed or stolen or inspire a competitor to do something very, very similar. Okay? And this is a big darn deal, and it always has been in the business world. Okay? And you will always hear stories about how some companies borrowed or stole from other companies to create products. And it's real, and if you get into the legal stuff, it's really fascinating. They need to make sure that as a company, if they're working for two clients that are very similar and are working on similar projects, that they stay separate. That the teams don't even communicate with each other about what the team is doing for that product. So it's totally separate and totally safe. So all four of these things, I forgot to write safety on the board there, are important things for when you go and get a job for working for a company. These are critical aspects of what they're going to make sure. For a little while, I was working for a company. I was not in the classroom or working in a school, and I was working for companies who created like student view and parent view for districts and some other educational materials. I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Yes? What's a non-disclosure agreement? That means if I leave the company, okay, I was thinking when I leave the company, but if I leave the company, I cannot talk about what I did for that company or anything related to what they produced with anybody else for 6 months.
Or else to be sued.
Yes, or else I could be sued. I know nothing, I don't know what you're talking about, I have no idea. Those are my answers, okay? They wanted to make sure that their product was completely safe as to the best of their ability. So that's what they're talking about there. Okay. Any questions or other comments for any of those? Okay, so I want you now, you should have already have been able to get onto this Oregon Connect website. But I want you to get onto Oregon Connection. So click that link and it will take you to Oregon Connection's Pathful. In the upper right hand corner there's this little thing called Sign In. And if it doesn't sign you in automatically, make sure that you use your school credentials to modules. Oregon Connections. Use your school credentials to log in. Modules. And then I want to show you around this website just a little bit. And then I'll give you time to begin to explore careers. Okay. Now, another reason that I'm doing this now is because I know in my history, when Thanksgiving came around, it was sort of like the first big holiday about family, right? And you got to see, or I got to see relatives that I see once a year, Thanksgiving, right? And they want to talk to me and they want to see what's going on with me, and it was always really kind of uncomfortable. This is a great topic. They're going to ask you, how's school? That's always a wonderful question, huh? How's school? What are you learning? Right? So now you can sort of hijack the conversation and say, hey, we're exploring careers. I'm trying to think maybe you have an idea or two of what kind of career to pursue. They're going to run it. They're going to have so many ideas for you. And it's really cool, kind of it could be really beneficial for you as far as what you're doing with that. Okay, so look at the monitor and see how many people are actually on. Okay, I got a couple people on Oregon Connections. Okay. Ethan, I'm going to commandeer your screen to show people what to do. Okay, because my screen is probably a little different. Okay. So here, under Research Careers, you have a Career Explorer. And I want you to click on Career Explorer. Right? Now, the thing about this, I'm going to show you what this is about. You're going to do the interest profile. You're going to start there, and you're going to get a screenshot. Let me know what you want. So, say that Ethan here wants to be a graphic designer. search keyword graphic design, click search. Now it has a long list of various careers that relate to, in some fashion, graphic designers. Now, engineer, technicians, I don't know. But anyway, say I'm up here and I want to do an art director. I want a little more broad, just graphic design. So now it talks about what to do. It's about knowledge that's necessary, the skills that are needed, the ability that are needed, education that needed, a bachelor's degree. Oh my God, median hour rate is $150,000 a year. That's the average hour for an art director. That's pretty cool. Industry, professional, technical. Here's some more areas to explore. Keep slowing down. How about my personality? Am I dependable? I have attention to detail. Do I have persistence? Can I cooperation, innovation, all that kind of stuff? Hey, this is for professional skill. Here's the answer. They started at 57,000 and they get to 200,000. This in orange. Hey, Oregon is Orange State is where job outlook is good. Gray State not so good. The Gray State, not too bad. And then I keep slowing down. And here are videos of people that do that are very, very similar. And so you hear from people in the industry that do what they do. And I got to tell you, this is the one reason I love this website. Because there are so many surprises when you go through school and you get trained for a particular career and then you actually do it, it's not what you expect. Okay? And the sooner you can learn what the day-to-day life is like in whatever career you're thinking about doing, the better it's going to be for you. Right? The other aspect is if I'm going to, let's say I really want to do something but I don't know if I'm going to be able to, you know, like I want to be a professional basketball player, it's probably not going to happen, right? But I could work towards that. I need to find some other source of income that is palatable for me while I work on achieving that other goal. Oregon Connection. So in Canvas and modules, it's at the bottom of that top module. Okay. So now I'm going to go back. Help Ethan here a second here. And I'm going to click on, well, research careers. I go back to Career Explorer. And I'm going to click on Interest Profiler. Now, it's a short quiz. It's not a big darn deal. You may have some other quizzes that are, I've taken some of these quizzes that are like 150 questions. Oh my gosh, this isn't that bad. But it will ask you some questions about your likes and dislikes, about what you feel that you're good at or not good at. And then it will give you some ideas of careers that fit what your interests are. When you get there, I want you to take a screenshot. Well, I got to put that up on the, because they changed it on these computers. Take a screenshot and submit that as that first part of